Hope so.
And the Ugin.
Good.
We have at least one good, so good enough.
Excellent.
Good enough for government work.
Ow. Ow. Okay, wait, I have stretch. So we have had...
There you go.
Real quick, we have had technical difficulties. First, we had like a 45-minute pre-show odds and ends. And then we all broke to go pee. And I went to stop the recording, and it wasn't recording because of my mouse issue. Now, I've noticed, even in recent videos, like especially the Battlegrounds video, I have said, "Damn it, mouse!" several times. And it turns out the mouse finally caused me problems where Clues, no. Clues.
I clearly told them not to.
Clues.
Yeah.
Timeout. Clues.
I was going to say, am I going to get timed out? Damn it.
There we go.
It was important because we had to get rid of the link.
Now, yeah, so first, the damn thing wasn't recording. And then, I was trying to clean the gunk out of my mouse in case it was just a cleaning issue. And then I hit stream, and it didn't stream. They were like, "You're still hosting Magic." I almost said, "Refresh. It should have starting soon." And they both went, "Nope, you're still hosting Magic." And I went, "What?" So I don't know what the hell was going on.
I appreciate that the Magic you were hosting was elk versus elk.
Yeah.
It just seemed appropriate.
So, yeah, then I had to spend several minutes trying to figure out what the hell. And then all of a sudden, they both went, "Hey, it's working." What? I had been live for 1 minute and 48 seconds, and it suddenly started to work. I don't know. I don't know. But either way, we're good now. Everything's good. Everything's good. So, hello? What's going on? Chat, can you still see me? Okay, good. You can still see me. All right. Hang on. I just fell off of Discord for some reason. I don't know what to do.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, are we back? No?
What
Maybe? Happened? You fell off the call.
Yeah, and it wouldn't reconnect. It was just, it kept giving me the...
So this also means that Clues typing all that random space in actually mattered.
Yeah.
Because it totally flashed up that space.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we totally saw that spot on the screen, so...
Thank goodness.
Yes. This is
almost
why I
doxed
do
myself.
these things.
That was great.
All
So
right,
hi, chat.
so-
How you doing?
Are we freaking back now?
I mean, maybe. But
All
for how
right.
long?
Well, quick. Let's get through this episode before the world ends.
Elk, mystery packs. Some may
Okay, shut
contain
up, shut up.
elks.
Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, jam. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Magic. Here on twitch.tv/themanapool. We've had...
For now.
If you're watching the YouTube version of this or you're watching live, then you know what just happened. If you're listening to the audio version of this, I was
missing
explaining
out.
why we're so late starting, in that it's technical difficulties. And as soon as I finished talking about the technical difficulties, I fell off of the Discord call, which means these guys both disappeared from the stream.
We had our own one-on-one video chat, and we were both laughing the entire time.
I was busy going, what just happened?
But like we could still see you in Twitch. So our whole experience.
No!
No, not again. No. No.
I think that was.
I think it was clues this time. Maybe.
What the?
Why is the internet bad?
I don't know. I fell off the
Why
call.
is the internet bad?
God.
But then I immediately reconnected. Hello.
See, you did miss out on all of it, people who just get the MP3.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh,
So
this is special.
we're gonna
Happy
we're just
Veterans
gonna get
Day.
to it. I'm Chewie. That's Squee. That's Clues.
Hey.
These are all true.
And the let's go before, as I said, the freaking world ends.
Okay, fire away. Pioneer bands, go.
Oh hey, the Infiltrator subbed for 3 months. Thanks. And wait, there was a sub earlier, right? It was Al. Yeah,
It was
27.
out for
months.
27.
And Squee for 16. What?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so yeah, first up, Pioneer bands. It's Monday. Oh, what? This didn't fix it. Oh, I had to close OBS. That's why. Hang on.
Oh, by the way, are we actually recording? Just to be clear.
Yeah.
I know we're streaming, but
What in the hell?
This is just fun.
Hang on, I clicked on the wrong thing. Chrome, not Twitch chat. Chrome band announcement. There we go.
Band.
Okay, so, right, new Pioneer band announcement because it's Monday and that's when they do these.
This one up 3.5 hours ago.
Yes, they have banned Veil of Summer, which, okay. How did you put it earlier, Squee?
It's like if you made a green cryptic command that cost only 1 mana and did all 4 things.
What? That's not what you said, though. What did you say?
That's
earlier?
one of the
Something
things,
like, oh, you said something like, this isn't a card you think about when it comes to bands, but then you read it.
Yeah, I forgot the card existed until I read it here, and I'm like, yeah, that's really good for a thing that was printed for 1 mana in uncommon in a core set.
And he's like, you
So I
just kept
forgot
adding,
about it.
you just kept adding words, kept adding lines, and you didn't change the
Like-
cost.
There's definitely a point in time where draw a card if an opponent has cast a blue or black spell this turn would be like, well, that's kind of a really bad 1 mana card, but okay. And then spells can't be countered this turn. Okay, that's a whole card. We have it now. And then they added 2 more things. So you and permanents you control gain hexproof from blue and from black until end of turn. Like, oh, you're doing
Yeah.
all that now.
But
can I ask a question about this card?
sure.
Would that be okay? Is there a reason that they didn't call this Summer's Veil since we had Autumn's Veil? Why didn't they call this Summer's Veil as opposed to Veil of Summer? Anybody know? Did they ever
No.
say?
I'm sure.
I,
All right,
I
great.
neither know
Carry on.
nor do I care.
Nope, didn't want to derail us.
So what they say is that green-based aggro and ramp decks still remain overrepresented in the competitive metagame at the expense of mid-range and control.
Let me see if I can translate. We wanted more blue.
Therefore, we're now... And Mardu. Because mid-range, you know. Therefore, we are banning Veil of Summer to better allow for natural metagame forces to provide counter pressure against these strategies. Because this really is the anti-control card for green.
I will say that saying natural forces after banning a green card is pretty bold.
Oh, and also Pinball Witch threw up. That's got to be the clip of you guys falling off and said the secret of comedy is timing. That's
True.
pretty good. But sure, that apparently this card was what they deemed to be what was imbalancing the metagame. They also want to say they're aligning the tabletop and Magic Online effective dates going forward. It says in the past, which means last week. I don't know why they say in the past.
Thousands of seconds ago.
years ago.
We've held effective dates for tabletop games to prevent disruption of already planned tournaments. However, with the fast iteration for Pioneer, it makes more sense to align the dates to allow players to adapt and test quickly. So, sure. Now,
All right.
the next one is next Monday on the 18th, but it is not going to be part of the main ban and restricted list update. So when we get the main ban and restricted list update next week, and there's no Pioneer on it, calm down. Nobody freak out.
Here.
There's going to be another one later in the afternoon, just like this one in last week's. Okay? Okay.
Yep.
Ah.
We'll talk about that next week, a few hours after it happens, too.
Yeah. All right. So that's your Pioneer thing. Now, Veil of Summer getting banned in Pioneer does not really bode well for Veil of Summer surviving in Standard, right?
Right.
It was one of the few cards that was safe from becoming an elk. It has to be taken care of. Elk supremacy, but on any cost.
And,
MTG Dad, I don't know if I think they probably mean that just for Pioneer.
yeah, it says with the fast iteration for Pioneer, it makes this is for Pioneer, the aligning the tabletop and Magic Online effective dates. Pretty sure that's just for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's that. The other thing that people were all a buzz about, let's say, this weekend was the mystery booster, because that happened. That was revealed at Richmond. Oh, for God's sake. One second. Get back in the call. All right, well, they'll be back in a minute, let's say. Oh well. So, it's the mystery booster. And we didn't know what the hell. We didn't know what the hell. But it turns out it's a crazy fun draft thing. I really need someone else to play off of here. That's the reason that I don't do a one-man show podcast. It's because I need people to play off of, and I don't have them because they fell off. Yep, this sucks. All right, hang on. We're gonna leave call again. All right, you know what? Do you know what? We're just going to close Discord. We're going to close Discord. Quit Discord. Ha 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 ha. Now we're going to count to 5. 5. And we're going to reopen Discord. What? Okay. The little the loading thing popped up on this screen, but then the window popped up on this screen, and I'm... All right, I'm back. We go back to this. We hit the voice.
Oh.
Boom, we're back. Okay.
Hey.
I turned it off and then on again.
And then the mystery here has been going super fast, and the mystery booster's card list is super long, and it caught up.
So, mystery booster. Let's try this again. Mystery booster is a fun, crazy draft thing.
Yeah.
It is a set that has 1,694 reprints from all throughout the game's history, plus 121 copies of something new and surprising. Now, the new and surprising thing is at the there are two versions of this. There's the convention edition and
which is neat.
The what?
Which is neat. The convention version.
Sure. But there's the convention version and then there's the other edition. I don't know what that's
which
called.
Which doesn't appeal to me at all.
Just the WPN version, I guess.
Yeah.
So the convention version and the store version, we'll just call them. The convention versions have 1694 cards. And that's a lot of cards. How big is the set these days?
Oh God,
49-ish.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 250-ish.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Think so. I mean, not counting the basic lands.
Okay, I'm getting numbers like 300 something with extra cards. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. With
Yeah,
all
it's
of
somewhere in that neighborhood.
with all of the brawl and whatever
Right.
cards. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is massive. Massive. With almost 1,700. We're just going to call it 1,700 because we're only missing 6. So, you know.
Sure.
And yeah, the full list is available.
Scroll that at your leisure.
There are 17 pages of it. You can go through here. Hey, look, Wheel of Fate.
Hey, look, there's 100 cards on each page, roughly. Checks out.
It's
It looks like prior to this, the largest set was fifth edition at like 449.
I was gonna say it was just under 5, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and the way they got this is each of the 14 booster slots has its own sheet of 121 possible cards. So you could do an entire draft and not see the same card twice.
Yeah.
So the whole point of this is to like have crazy fun and just draft nonsense. It's supposed to mimic a chaos draft where you just grab packs and draft them. Packs of whatever, flavor.
Yeah.
So that's neat. The convention edition has, well, what are they called? Playtest cards, essentially. That aren't mentioned here at all, are they?
They were a surprise. They're in the other article.
They're in the other article.
The release notes.
Oh, they are?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be damned. Okay, so the convention edition, remember, is the only one that has these. The store version has foils, but they're foils that aren't already in the 1,700 cards. So
Because they're their own sheet.
It's another 121 cards. But, okay, let's see here. Specially designed playtest cards straight from Magic the Gathering's design files. They're not in a normal Magic frame. They haven't undergone rule scrutiny, and play design hasn't tested them rigorously for balance. Nice.
Oh, man.
So we have
It's
things
we're
like
looking
noxious.
in a format mirror.
Do what?
It's like we're looking in a format mirror.
So we have things like Noxious Bayou, a land that taps for black or green mana, and you get a poison counter. Ooh. Or Bear with Set's Mechanic, a 2/2 bear for 2 with vigilance and this thing, which is called aggressive. So, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. So are these release notes all for the playtest cards?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't look at these. I was wondering how they had a release notes for everything. Oh my god, it's Barry's Land. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Apparently, the internet gods do not want me to do Monday Night Magic tonight. Honestly, I didn't even want to do Monday Night Magic tonight. I wanted to go sit in the living room and stare at the wall. But no! I had to try Monday Night Magic. Yeah, like the Kingpin. Yeah, exactly. Alright. Leave call again. Count to 5. 5. Voice. Okay. So, anyway, yeah. Forgive me if we go into less detail about this than you might want, but part of that is because we're all kerfuffled because of these damn technical difficulties, and the other part is, honestly, and I think I can speak for all three of us on this show, we don't care. We're not going to any GPs to draft this, and if we did, I doubt we would draft it. I know I wouldn't. So it's a really cool thing. It's fascinating what they've done and how they've done it, but it's not for me. And I can't get my co-hosts back. Hey guys, hang up and call me back. See if that helps. Maybe it's because I'm trying to connect to a existing call. Ooh, they hung up, and Clues is restarting Discord. I hope. I hope he didn't just get kicked off. Hello?
Hello?
Okay, so turn your camera back on.
Oh, now you want to see us.
Hello?
Hello.
Wah! I'm large.
All right, there we go.
Hello?
We're back again.
But for how long? It's a mystery!
Yeah, for now at least, and indeed at most. Listen, I was doing a little calculation there when you fell off the call, because let's be clear, Squee and I stayed on the call.
Right.
I think based on 14 different slots with 101 distinct possibilities in each slot, I think that there are 144,000 billion combinations of booster packs.
All right, then.
Because I think it is 121 to the 14th power to do that right. Which gives us 1.4 times 10 to the 29th.
I wish this was whiskey now. The strength that I just chugged with that number being thrown at me on Monday Night Magic.
And that's an American billion because I am an American.
True.
Wait,
So,
what?
I don't think there needs to be a factorial in this one because the slots are independent. I think. Granted, probability and statistics is not my forte, so I may be wrong.
Wait, what's a not American billion?
Fudges numbers all the time.
A British billion is a different number.
What's a British billion?
Try not to think about it. I don't clutter my mind with that. Apologies to the British listeners.
Wait, what? Hang on.
I love that we're probably going to drop again before the end of this call, and this is what we're doing.
No, not British billionaires. I don't care about British billionaires. They can die in a fire. The word billion refers exclusively to a million. Okay. However, this is no longer common. The word has been used to mean 1,000 million for several decades.
Yeah, the billion trillion is what's going on there.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Thank you, Al.
Well, that's stupid.
Hey, that kind of stupid is how we crash things into Mars.
It is how we crash
It is accurate.
Mars.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so back to this.
Take that, Mars.
So, did you guys hear how neat this is? But we just don't care, so we're not going to go.
I heard that.
Yeah, I did. And the only thing I'll say is I am not a drafter. So a nifty draft set, not all that interesting to me. I see that it is for a lot of people, and this seems like a really cool draft format to do. I don't want to disparage it or knock it in any way there. The ones that have the playtest cards in them, now that's interesting to me because I think that's really neat to have, a physical representation of what they tried in playtesting that eventually became some card that we know, love, and maybe or hate today. So that's nifty. And I wish that they were preserving that for the stores. Now I see why they're not. I see that they're doing that to make it, special at a convention, but still neat at a store. But the store level doesn't appeal to me in any way at all.
I'm probably going to be that guy and sign up for a draft at DragonCon if they have these, and then immediately drop so I can open it on like Monday Night Magic instead, because I think that'd be more fun. But I would be that guy.
Hey, Gothic with the 25-month resub. Thanks, buddy.
Nice. Now that said, I am going to PAX Unplugged, and so I might see if this is going on there, and might sign up for one and see how it goes. No promises, because man, committing to a tournament while at a event like a convention like this.
That's why I would drop.
Yeah, it takes such a huge chunk of your time, And
I spent 9 hours in a rooster draft once.
A what?
The rotisserie draft.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, hey, Pinball Witch, the thing about token lands, yeah, I do find that one really interesting. I hope that that's something they pursue down the road, so that we're not all just searching our libraries for lands.
Oh, someone
Neat.
pointed out these aren't actual playtest cards; they're just interesting designs and
Yeah.
jokes.
that's just the fun part.
Yeah, but they're in the style of the playtest cards that they use, so that's what they're.
It's just it's a
known
fun
as.
thing.
Yeah.
When you're going for chaos, is a card that legitimately no one has ever seen.
Yeah.
Right. With
So
awesome artwork.
with awesome artwork. All right. I did see Gavin tweet that they're not like uncards because they all work within the framework of Magic rules, unlike uncards, which
Yeah.
don't. So
Which
that's
is interesting in its own way.
Yeah, that's a neat distinction. Okay, so I guess that's that.
Yeah.
Like, really, there's really not much else to say about the Mystery Booster. It's fascinating from a design perspective because this is, hang on, calculator. So I get 1694. Divide that by let's say like 280 for a nice. It's like 6 sets at once in boosters.
Yeah.
And these aren't like just reprints. These are cards with old frames, cards with new frames, like Welkin Turn. Who the hell?
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome
Did you talk about the set symbol thing?
I know.
Okay, so the other weird thing is Chewie says these aren't reprints, but no, I think the better way to say that is these are literally reprints. So whatever frame the card was, that's the frame it's got. Whatever artwork it had, that's the artwork it's got. Whatever collector number and set symbol it had, it still has those collector numbers and set symbols. And so the
Really?
only way to tell that this is the new printing is the tiny little planeswalker symbol in the lower left-hand corner.
Wait, did they not update the Oracle text on these either?
I don't think so. I may be wrong.
I don't blame them if they didn't, because that sounds like a giant pain.
Yeah, and from a logistics standpoint, the easiest thing to do would be to go find those assets from the
Gavin
original
clarified
sets
that they didn't. All right, cool.
and
They
just
didn't what?
stick them on
They
there.
didn't update to match Oracle text.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, Chewie, can you bring up one of the images that shows one of these cards, like from the article? Can you show that on? Yeah, there we go. Oh, no, just scroll back up. Yeah, perfect. No, stop.
Stay on
You
target.
mean Archangel?
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
When you say
so-
one of the images, there's literally one, and it's this.
Yeah, well, that's fine. This is perfectly fine. See how the set symbol is its original set symbol, and see how the collector number down at the bottom is still the old collector number?
That is not
It's
its
not
original
like-
set symbol.
Well, whatever set they took it from.
I'll say Archangel is from like Mirage. I don't know what the hell this is.
Well, that's fine, but whichever one they pulled this from, whatever set they pulled, I don't even recognize that set symbol because
Is
it's too
that a
small on
commander
my screen.
thing? It is a commander thing, yeah.
Maybe? But the collector number down at the bottom, it isn't
Says-
like out of 16,000 or
No, it
1,600.
says 5 out of 356. It looks like.
See, because it's from the set that they pulled it from.
Yeah,
but
but
see the
it's-
little
It's
planeswalker
got this
symbol in the
little
lower
planeswalker
left-hand
symbol here.
corner? That's the only way you can know that this came from the Mystery Booster set.
Nice.
And so I feel really bad for anybody who runs a store in the secondary market that now they have to keep track of not just the card and not just the set that the card came from, but also whether the card came from this thing or not.
Yeah.
It seems like a pretty big headache. I mean, I'm sure they'll be fine, but I still feel bad for them. Some poor, sad bastard at, pick your favorite online card retailer is going to have to figure out how to do that in their back end and have to keep track of it.
Yeah, take that, eBay.
Yeah. That's the one. All right, then.
Yeah, that's going to suck for them, but them's the breaks now. Let's talk
is.
about other people that sell cards and what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Not yet, actually.
Or not.
Oh.
Sorry, I rearranged my tabs, but didn't rearrange the
Yoda
Yeah,
monster.
yeah, we know how you work.
thing. Okay, so something that happened a few weeks ago that we just missed was this. Li Shiqian during an interview made an obvious political statement. He put on the red scarf covering his face and mentioned Hong Kong and didn't get any sort of, bannings or anything because of it. But this is the first that we could think of, just qualifying that again, that we could think of, blatantly political statement made during a Magic tournament. This, blatantly, right?
That I can recall.
Okay. But we completely missed it for a variety of reasons, but we just did. Our bad. But this was... In fact, I didn't even hear about this until these guys brought it up before the show. I was like, oh. So that's an interesting change, maybe? Maybe.
And to be clear, WotC didn't say this is totally cool. They just didn't say anything.
They didn't say anything. They didn't.
Which is a statement in the current climate.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't pull a Blizzard and fine him or ban him or anything. Although, just as a thing, Blizzard did have rules about that sort of thing in place before Blitzchung did that. So that's what they did. WotC either doesn't or it went, nope. Either way. So this weekend at Mythic Championship, whatever.
6.
Is it 6?
Yeah.
Okay. At Mythic
Undiscovered
Championship
country.
6, this happened. Autumn Burchett had 2 lands with no turfs on Gruul turf and trans rights are human rights written on it. And she was asked to remove these from her deck. Now, these also had the artist's name scratched out and were on the... Well, okay, so these were a definite statement based on... I don't know how to word this. Jump in here. Feel free to help me out.
Oh, no, you go ahead. You're doing fine.
I am not.
Okay, so I'm just going to say this was a definite statement with relation to the artist of the said cards, because the artist name was also scribbled through at the bottom.
Correct.
And a reaction to the community perception of the use of that artist.
Yeah. Now, after Autumn tweeted this out, Twitter exploded.
Oh, and to be clear, just underneath, you'll see another tweet from Autumn. To be clear, this was a Wizards decision, not the judges.
Correct.
Okay. So this is not some rogue person at the tournament decided, you know what, these need to go. No. This came from higher up. Carry on.
Judges catch enough hell, so... So yeah, Autumn was asked to remove these from her deck, their deck. Sorry, I'm working on it. But Twitter exploded, and Twitter exploded, right? With obviously WotC doesn't think trans rights are human rights, which is obviously not the case. If you follow Wizards, they have been very progressive on lots of fronts. So, I don't think that was it. Brian David Marshall said he thought it might be because this could be viewed as an attack on an individual. Which, let's be real, it was. And later, Autumn tweeted this. tweeted this. That these other lands, with the same things written on them, were approved for their deck. So, I think that BDM was probably right. It was this bit right here. This could be viewed as an attack on a specific individual.
One thing that's really important to notice that, to the best of my ability to look, and for any of us, there was never a statement of why these are okay and those weren't.
Correct.
Or anything to the effect of,
I have not seen
this is
anything.
how you can extrapolate what you should do in the future. Like, we don't know. So most of what people are saying about this is extrapolation, not reporting on an actual policy.
Right. Including everything we're about to say is going to be terribly rampant
Like,
speculation.
we have no more news than other people have, but we will try to
Correct.
minimize running with things when we don't have that to actually base it on. So
Exactly. Now, my first thought after seeing, dang it, this original tweet was WotC is trying to not have these blatant political statements on camera at one of their big events. Which was probably the case. Let's be real. Because, of course, trans rights are human rights. Yes, because trans people are people. And if that is a problem for you, you are clearly an idiot. Is that a hot take?
I mean,
really sure
anyone who
that's-
sees that as a hot take
They're
is
clearly an idiot.
previously defined as an idiot. So I think you've got a pretty defensible bout of logic there. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of my thoughts based on the initial reaction were that it was about the words, because I didn't actually notice that the artist's name was scribbled through when I just took my initial look at it on my phone.
Right.
But then when the others were given the green light with the text all in place, like, the only differences now are which art / card frame / whatever were used, still the same cards, obviously, and who did it, because none of the artists' names are scribbled through on the approved ones.
Yeah.
So
It could be that WotC saw this and went, mm-mm, and then backpedaled after the backlash and approved these. Or it could be that, as I said, this was totally not just a political statement, but let's not mince words. This is an attack on a specific individual. Whether you agree with said individual or not is beside the point. That's what this was. So that could be the case, but I'm sure that will probably, this is my opinion, be the line that WotC draws, unless they just change all of their rules regarding card alterations after this. Because this is a can of worms that I don't know if WotC was ready for.
Yeah, so here's what I will say. A couple of things to keep in mind, because I know that there have been a lot of really strong feelings about this, and I don't want to engage in both sidesism, but yeah, there have been some really strong feelings about this. WotC as a corporation, and this isn't even necessarily appealing to Big Brother Hasbro in the background, but WotC as a corporation would probably prefer it if no one ever makes any political statements at a high-level tournament, because anything that distracts from the tournament at all, they probably don't want to be involved in, quite frankly.
Probably.
That being said, it's fairly easy in a case like this for those of us who, as I guess, as Chewie would say, are not idiots, for us to go, well, clearly this is fine, right?
Yeah.
Trans rights are human rights. That's plainly true. And that's fine in this case. But if you try and think about it in a broader sense, and I'm not trying to make excuses for WotC, I'm not trying to say that their stance or lack thereof of a stance is okay. What I'm trying to say is they have a bigger picture to think about here, and that bigger picture is what is acceptable? Do we draw that line now? Do we leave it blurry? And if we leave it blurry, now what happens? What happens a month from now or 6 months from now when someone makes some sort of a political statement that isn't so, clearly in the right? Now what do you do? Do you say that they can't? And then how do you make your alterations policy adjust for this? Because right now the alterations policy doesn't actually say anything about politics or political statements or anything like that. The current alteration policy, which I can go look up the actual language, but you can find it relatively easily. It's like section 3.3 of the MTR, I believe. The current alterations policy is mainly there to make sure that you don't have alterations that make a card look like a different card, causing confusion,
Right.
and that you don't have an alteration that is obviously offensive to everyone. We're looking at you with the horrible, horrible, disgusting porn alteration of your cards, right? It's those sorts of things that they were trying to get at.
Yeah. So
So
I suspect that alteration policy will be changing soon. Because, like, trans rights are human rights, yes. There are people in the world that don't agree with that. I happen to think those people are idiots. But would these same people that are all up in arms be okay if someone had a "Make America Great Again" written on their cards?
was it done in an ironic way?
Let's say no for the purposes of this statement.
All right. Well, I'm just saying because it could go either way.
Because, then you start to get into that, and there are people out there that would do that. There are.
Yeah, actually, MTG Dad just brought up something in chat, and I could see this happening. I could see them making an alteration to the policy that specifically calls out coverage, that you're not allowed to use altered cards during a coverage match, period, end of discussion.
I'm actually surprised that's already not the case.
Well, we haven't yet had anything this high profile occur I'm aware of.
In general, I'm surprised that that's not the case. If you've got an altered card, then we will provide you with a non-altered version for when you're on camera.
I mean, much in the same way that they try and make you use their tokens when on camera.
Yeah, exactly.
I know SCG had a policy to use SCG tokens on coverage, but they had a vested interest in trying to sell SCG tokens, quite frankly. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I suspect that where they're probably going to come out from this is going to be that you cannot make alterations to cards, or you'll have to use approved cards when doing top eights. Considering coverage can be against literally anyone in the non-top eight part of the event based on who gets paired with, the high profile player that they want to use. I don't know that they'll be able to enforce that all the way down, but I suspect that for those, I also suspect anyone who is under contract as, one of the people in the various leagues or whatever that Wizards is compensating, this will become a policy, even if it's not a wide policy, because they can just tell them that and they have to do it. I don't think they want to be in the business of deciding what messages are okay and what ones aren't, because that is an entire world that they don't want. No one wants to really touch it. Like, we have public discourse, we have courts, we have all kinds of people that try to figure out what's okay and what's not. And it also goes into the realm of, what if there's a symbol and no one knows it's bad until later because it's only known in a subculture, and then it blows up that way? Like, there's way too much to police. I don't think that they've got good options here.
Can I make a flippant joke to try and diffuse the situation? Is that okay? Can I do that?
Soon, but not yet.
Okay, let me know when I can.
Yeah, I just think that ultimately they're either going to not say anything here and continue to just handle things as they come up, and we'll be like, okay, that's obnoxious, but it's going to affect a small number of people. There will be Twitter explosions, and then we'll roll it back and continue on again. or they'll release policy, at which point we'll discuss the policy, the implications of that policy, and what that means for them as an organization. But for right now, while they haven't done anything, we all are bringing our own views as to what's right and what's not right into this. And because we obviously don't all agree on that, that's why they're in this situation. So,
Yeah.
kind of where I'm at on that one. So now clues. Diffuse.
Okay, if I can just diffuse, possibly segue. I will go a step further and say not only does WotC not really want to be in the role of deciding what's okay and what's not okay, but we also don't want WotC to be in the role of deciding what's okay and not okay.
Accurate.
These are the people who printed Oko in standard and thought that was okay.
They thought that putting okay in his name made it okay. That's not good logic.
Yeah.
That's not their job, though. They're busy hiding in the back of a room and trying to make magic cards. They're not gonna know everything that's going on. And no one can. So
Accurate. So yeah, but in these let's say politically charged times, let's be surprised when this comes up again and again and again until WotC decides, you know what, this is dumb, we're done, and they change some sort of policy.
my advice to us as people that are watching these things play out is, if you see something like this come up again, you can show support for a person and their views without attacking other people. Like, and this is mainly in the comments and stuff. Like, I've just, every time something comes up, like, the sides are drawn pretty hard. And yeah, a lot of the time, like, there is a pretty clearly, in my view, correct side on this. But as with the rest of Twitter, yelling at people there doesn't actually make anything better. It just makes it harder. So be supportive, don't be destructive. And when it comes to like actually controlling the stuff, that's on WotC. That's not on us.
And whenever possible, attack the position, not the person. If I can put that in there.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, oh, MTG Dad's right again. Wheaton's Law is a thing.
Yeah, rule 1, no dying. Rule 2, don't be a dick. It's very simple. All right. Well, that was heavy. Let's go
Sure
to
was.
something.
What do we got as a palate cleanser?
Let's go to something that instead of making clues depressed about human nature, we'll make clues
now we're
depressed
gonna
about
do
magic.
this. Now we're going to do this.
All right, let's see here. There we go. So, yes, the SCG Tour has...
Is it up on screen? Is it there?
Yeah, has released an update to the schedule. And, yep, right here. Starting in 2020, as was predicted by us right here on this show, the Legacy format will no longer be utilized as part of the SCG Tour, and we will instead spotlight the format at select special events, such as one or both of our SCG Con Magic the Gathering conventions. Meanwhile, Pioneer is taking its place. There will be individual Pioneer Opens. Team Constructed Opens will be Standard, Modern, and Pioneer. Classics, Invitational Qualifiers, and Open Trials. Yep. And they've released the schedule from January up to June of, January up to March of next year. We've got Pioneer in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All 7, in fact. There's a Pioneer Classic at all 7 of these SCG events. And there are
I'd like to
duet.
I'd like to point out the strangeness of the phrase Pioneer Classic, by the way.
Oh. That is weird. That's like Modern Classic, whatever.
Which is also strange. But like Pioneer Classic is in the format that barely exists. And is in constant flux.
So
Classic.
if I could, can I interject some editorial comments here?
If it's
this.
going to be what I was about to go into, yes, by all means.
Yeah, so my friends, raise a glass. Raise a glass today. Well,
It's
okay,
empty,
the 7th of November. was a sad, sad day. But here's to you, Legacy. Once the king of all formats, always the king of all formats. But now we are basically vintage. We are a niche format. We have no continuing, ongoing, repeating tournament support. But we will always live on. We will in our hearts. We will always be Legacy players, even if we have nowhere to play. So here's to you, Legacy. I wish this were more than just water.
So, on the plus side, Clues,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about the reserve list anymore.
Silver linings, I suppose. I guess.
So the bad
All right,
news
look.
is that we nuked your entire body. The good news is we got the cancer.
That's right. You're dead now, but so is it. So is it. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand SCG's decision here. I cannot fault them for this in any way, shape, or form. You've got to understand Star City Games is a business, and their business is not tournaments. Their business is selling cards.
Their business is creating value and then selling things to you.
Right. And this is... Oh, hey, thank you, Pinball Witch.
Oh, Pinball Witch through 88 bits. 1 bit for every card
For
banned
every
in
card
Legacy
banned
for
in
Clues.
Legacy.
Oh.
Look
That's
at all
really
those
just the
blue
one
bits
that
you
was
just
so
got.
important. Just the one that was so important. But SCG is a business, and their business is selling cards, and this was the best business decision that they could make. And I understand that. I really do. It makes me very, very sad. But it is what it is. Someone in chat said we always have Eternal Weekend. Oh, that was MTG Dad again. Yes, there is always Eternal Weekend, and that will 1 bit for every Legacy player. Thank you, Gloppy Rocks. Only 1 bit.
Aw.
It's
Oh,
one
No
bit
wonder
for
event
every
stopped
Legacy
firing.
That's a
player.
bummer.
Oh,
He says as
man,
if Legacy
that
didn't do
is-
better than Standard in every single SCG event.
yeah, that's
They should have actually
in
just
recent
dropped
memory.
Standard.
Yeah.
they should have.
Yes.
Yeah, they should have dropped Standard at least right now. But in the long term, yeah, I get why they did this, and it is a sad, sad day.
Because they already sold all the staples and had to get new staples for you to buy.
I'm
Yeah,
not saying Legacy is dead. Star City said that.
Now, we should remember why Legacy had such a big renaissance over the last several years. Do you remember why?
Star City Games.
Yeah, because Star City Games spent a long time buying up Legacy staples from shops all across the country. And once they had what they felt was enough, they launched all these Legacy events, which made Legacy a high-profile format, which drove up the price of Legacy cards immensely. And then they went and profited on it. So
Yep.
I guess it's only fitting that they're the ones that put it out to pasture.
Well, admittedly, we can say this about Star City, but Wizards abandoned Legacy.
Oh yeah, Wizards.
Star
That's
City
why I
kept
said,
it going and eventually
Star
pulled
City
the
kept it
plug.
going.
yeah, that's why I said Star City gave it this
Yeah.
this return in its twilight years. Yay. But they didn't do that because they loved Legacy. And they didn't do that because you love Legacy. They did that because they could sell cards.
They
They
did,
did
it
that because they could convince you that you loved Legacy. and then
yeah.
you could pay them.
The important thing to understand is that they got Legacy and they kept Legacy on life support while they harvested all the organs. Once they were done selling the Legacy organs, they didn't need it anymore. So
Okay,
they
that's
turned it off.
That's a little harsh. I mean, look, WotC, long-term WotC can't really support Legacy, period, because of the reserved list. So they had no vested interest in keeping it going. They would occasionally throw us a bone, and that was fine. And then Star City did it as long as there was a profit in it. But wow, I can see how new and exciting and shiny formats like Pioneer, they can go, you know what? We've got a lot of those cards, and we can sell those because although some of them are expensive, they're not Legacy expensive. Oh, no.
Exactly.
for every one Legacy player that can afford to buy all of these dual lands, we've got like 20 Pioneer players that can afford all these not dual lands. Let's do that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So in conclusion, Pioneer dealt combat damage to the creature with Monarch.
And clues
Now
is...
It had poisonous.
Oh,
Well, that makes me doubly sad.
gross. Hey, most of the a lot of the poison cards are still around. Thanks, Phyrexia. Gross. Anyway.
So,
That's over.
yeah.
Can we talk about something happy? Is there something happy in these show notes, please?
No. Oh, well, okay,
toys?
sure. Yo, you like toys, Clues? Clues, you like
I
toys?
do like toys. I like toys a lot.
Yay! Well, okay, hang on. This isn't cropped properly. Let's do that. There we go. So, you remember a few weeks ago we talked about the Toy Hall of Fame thing? Yeah. And Magic was on the ballot? Well, it turns out what happened this year was Matchbox Cars. Wow.
Yep.
Magic and Coloring Book made it into the National Toy Hall of Fame.
Oh, you know what's really going to make you happy, Clues?
What's that?
Among the 12 finalists who didn't make it were Top. So, way out. Legacy top
one
to top.
time. One last time. I stab at thee. Yes.
I am bummed that Masters of the Universe didn't make it in, but, you know.
Wow. Hey, could I get you, Chewie, if I give you a link, I'm going to put it in the chat so that you can go to it. Can you go to this link for me, Chewie?
If this is a cookie clicker, I swear to God.
It's not. Look. That was beginning of the show, Clues. This is sad. This is old, sad Clues.
This is old and wise Clues who has learned from his errors and how they brought down the call 3 times.
Do you want me to click on this picture?
I want you to click on that third picture. You see the third picture in? Is that the one that you got open now?
Ooh. Mirage and Corset 2020.
Mirage, Corset 2020, and it looks like
that's
some
a freaking
random
Semite healer right there, baby.
Latnam's Legacy. Legacy made it. Legacy got there.
It's some random cards somebody had lying around.
It is. Latnam's Legacy, Semite Healer, a Plains, Pearled Unicorn, an Island, Banalish Hero, and another island. This is just someone's old ass
It's just
deck.
somebody's old cards.
Yeah.
And if you look at the magic backs in the background, they're just beat up. Look at those corners.
This is just someone's old blue-white deck that they had from, like, when they were a kid.
Seems right.
That's hilarious. And they found a Mirage. This isn't just a Mirage booster. This is a Mirage freaking, what was this called?
Tournament pack.
Is that what it, no, that's, was that what it was called back then?
I
thought Tournament Pack came later.
No, it did. Because
starter box.
Cards. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's a Mirage starter and a Corset 2020 booster. Oh, that is a pretty good opening hand, now that you mention it. Huh, nice.
That's...
So, yeah.
That's nice.
That's pretty fun.
You know,
Whoa!
It's great that Magic is in the Hall of Fame. I like that. I also like that they were joined by Coloring Book, because it's a coloring book. How could that not be in the Toy Hall of Fame already?
I appreciate that Magic and Coloring Book both care a lot about colors and Matchbox Cars. That's kind of the differentiating trait there, too.
I am almost certain that I had this Days of the Dinosaur coloring book, too. Like, seriously, I think I had this. I was all about dinosaurs when I was a kid.
I also think that if you run into Mark Rosewater at any point in the future, you can now tell him that Magic is officially a toy.
Guys, look at this other picture. We've got Mystic Compass as an example.
Oh, yeah. I do like that they also included a Magic novel in the first picture in that gallery. It's the Thran, along with what looks like a white deck below that.
Wait, what are we talking about?
I think that's a Circle of Protection white, maybe? I can't tell.
Oh, over here.
You mean the least useful one?
That was the least useful one, accurate. Yeah, Banana's Hero, Pearl Unicorns. That is no, that art is blue. I think that's COP blue.
Okay, all right.
And what the hell is that? Oh, is that Glasses of Urza? I think that's Urza's glasses. What is that?
I don't know.
I can't make it. It looks like it says glass, but Glasses of Urza isn't a thing, isn't it? Called Urza's glasses? No, it's Urza's sunglasses. Is it Glasses of Urza?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it!
Before my time, man.
Gatherer.
I just hope that this Deckmaster game survives.
It is Glasses of Urza.
Nice.
And then Circle of Protection. Blue. Alpha. Is that the art we were just looking at? Yep, it was blue. God, the fact that I was able to recognize that from this tiny little sliver of art actually kind of worries me.
It's a very tiny sliver of art.
Also,
But-
if you go and look at the last picture in that gallery, they sent Jace to the induction ceremony. It was either that or, he had to go and be the guild pack, and that's not happening.
No, he lost that job. Admittedly, he probably doesn't remember why he's at the induction ceremony either. He's got some problems.
Look at all those giant islands. That's just wrong. Just wrong.
Yeah.
You know that real islands are also big, Clues.
They're terrible.
Whoa. Grizzly Bears and Arcane Flight? This is adorable. Oh, it's coloring book. I get it. That's funny. I like it. Okay, anyway.
All right.
Feel better now, Clues?
Well, I did until I saw those islands.
If it makes you feel better, Mickey and Minnie are burying islands in that picture.
Take that, islands.
Did you
Down you
guys
go.
know that you remember the Matchbox Hot Wheels like rivalry back in the day?
Barely. I think I might have been too young to understand it.
Let's say yes.
Oh, it was like Nintendo and Genesis. Or
Yeah,
Super
except
Nintendo and
like as a
Genesis,
child,
except-
they were both just cars to me.
Yeah, except they were cars. Well, did you know that Hot Wheels and Matchbox are both, I'm pretty sure, owned by the same company now?
Is it Disney?
Were they at the time?
No, at the time they were
I didn't
actual
think so.
rivalries.
Yeah.
Actual rivals, rather, is the word I was looking for. But I'm pretty sure that Matchbox was bought by...
Well, Matchbox is owned by Mattel.
Who owns Mattel?
Disney? That's my
I don't
go-to
think
joke.
Case.
Wait, well, who owns Hot Wheels?
Working on that.
I don't actually know these things.
Oh, and hey, in the Hydrox Oreo Wars, just know that Hydrox came first.
I think Mattel owns Mattel.
Ah, well, that would make sense.
Hot Wheels is owned by Mattel.
Yeah.
Mattel owns a lot of stuff.
Let's see.
Yeah, they own Hot Wheels and Matchbox now.
Yeah, because Mattel
And,
bought Tyco Toys, the then owner of Matchbox. Let's see.
And
Introduced by Lesney,
WWE.
introduced by Lesney Products in 1953. Da-da-da-da.
Now we're learning.
And at some point they were sold to Tyco, and then Mattel bought Tyco Toys. Yeah.
Consolidation.
So they're actually the same company now. Ain't that a bitch?
There are like 6 companies. Just accept that everything you know, it's Nestle. Nestle owns it.
Ah.
Like, whatever it is, Nestle secretly owns it.
All right then. So, I think all we have left now is just it's just the other thing, right?
Tournament.
Random K-Ho threw 100 bits and says it is Remembrance Day in Canada, and just Chewie to say, lest we forget. Okay. Lest we forget what? I don't know what Remembrance Day is. I'm not a Canadian. which is a thing I increasingly regret. While we're learning, what is Remembrance Day? Remembrance Day. Memorial observed, blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's like Veterans Day here. The members of their armed service. Oh, the armed forces who have died in the line of duty. So it's not quite Veterans Day. It's like Memorial Day here, right? Is that Memorial Day? I always get all these things confused. And you guys can't hear me, can you?
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys were roboting, and so I'm trying to figure out which of my tabs is like making me robot.
I think it's Chewie because I heard a lot of roboting out of him too.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Is it Wikipedia?
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, well.
So I was picking out like every third word you said, and I didn't want to confuse things by asking
Okay,
questions.
well, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so apparently
So-
Remembrance Day is like our Memorial Day, I think.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
I will try to remember that.
Well, lest we forget. Now, so I think all we have left is tournaments, right?
Yes.
And they were all standard, right?
Standard and
mixed
standard
format,
plus
yeah.
draft.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
In that case, elk.
all right. So yeah, Mythic Championship. Click on the thing. Mythic Championship 6 happened because that's where all the thing with Autumn took place. Spoilers: Andre Strosky won. Just says it right there on the screen. Jeez, I was trying
Is
to.
that really a spoiler since we came here to find out who won?
I was trying to lead into that, but look, it just blam right there on the screen.
Like
Thanks.
blah picture.
Thanks,
All
coverage. Let's see here. What was he playing? He was playing Simic Food. Imagine that. Quick, who is it? PV was in second, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Paulo Vitor Damadoroso was also playing Simic Food. Good old PV. Good to see him finishing well. Who's in third and fourth?
Third and fourth are Sebastian Pozo.
Pretty sure that's Pozzo, but okay. Sebastian
Pozzo,
Pozzo playing Simic Food. All right. And was that Christensen?
Yep.
Playing Sultai Food. Oh, I'm mixing
See,
it up.
that's different.
Different flavor, literally, of food. All right. And then the rest, we've got, in no particular order, Luis Samuel
Mardu food, Teamer food.
Del Tour playing Sultai Food. Austin Bursavich on Sultai Food. Eli Cassis on Golgari Adventure. What?
What?
You fool. And I'm missing one. Andrew Cuneo playing the Selesnya Adventure deck. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 NAF decks.
Well, no, I think the 2 adventure decks are different enough. So 1,
Okay.
2,
2 3/4 decks.
3. I was gonna say it like 3 1/4.
Mm.
Because you've got the 2 adventures, that's 2, and then food, and then other food, so that's 1 1/4.
All right. Golgari Adventure. Uh-huh. Yeah. Rankle. Sorry, I'm just looking over this deck list. It seemed...
2 adventures, a gruel, and a pizza place.
Clues is so cute. All right, so that's what they were playing in the top 8 and then the constructed portion of the Mythic Championship. You know what? We're not going to look at these deck lists in depth because it's standard. It's standard sucks. So
You know
moving
what it
on.
Thrashing Bronto Dave.
Good old Bronto Dave. All right, let's go to the other bit of Richmond. There was a GP. Well, there's a Magic Fest going on at the same time, so there
Magic
was a
Fest
GP.
Plus.
What?
Magic Fest Plus.
Yeah, it's a Magic Fest Plus because there was a Mythic Championship.
There you
There
go.
you go.
It'll be Players Tour next year, and that will be easier to remember, even though it's the 3rd one in a row.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So Abe Corrigan won. Oh, let's see what he was playing. He was playing Sultai Sacrifice. No, I don't want 5% off. Damn it, Channel Fireball. Hang on.
Put that to nickel percent.
There we go. All right, he was playing Sultai Sacrifice with Massacre Girl, which makes everything better. Massacre Girl is bae.
Look at all those Veil of Summer. In
Oh
the
my god, are these
sideboard.
in order? These are in order!
Yeah.
What?
At least I checked the first few and they were in order.
Reed Duke, who was newly inducted into the Hall of Fame at this event, took second playing Sultai Food, because of course.
4 Veil of Summer. Oh, yeah. I'm paying attention for that now.
Well, you're going to see a lot of them.
Yeah, I am.
Let's see here. I don't know how to say his name. Is it like Hao Xian Wang? Maybe?
Could be.
Playing Sultai Food.
2 Veil of
Zachary Keene was playing Sultai Sacrifice. A lot of Sultai going on up in here. Whether it's food or not, there's still always Oko.
2 Veil of Summer.
Corey Burkhart also on Sultai Sacrifice.
2 Veil of Summer.
Luca Magni also on Sultai Sacrifice.
2 Veil of Summer.
And then Julian Berteau on Teamer Reclamation.
2 Veil of Summer.
All right. And then Jonathan Sukanik, I think, on Jeskai Fires.
Nothing.
Just a completely different thing
Just
going
an
on.
empty deck list.
So this was slightly different. We had more than 3 1/4 decks. We actually had 2, 3, 4 decks.
Yeah, take that. That's called variety.
Yeah. Huh. So
Fine.
there you go. And that's literally everything.
No zombie fields.
Clues, what in the green hell is this giant link?
Oh, just click on it. It's fine.
There's so much tracking in that link, Luce.
There it is. I'm sorry I got to it a weird
We are
time.
all throwing off the metrics now, and it's your
Here
fault.
we are.
Oh, okay, it's the... You could have just
The metagame breakdown.
told me
Yeah,
to
I
click on
could've
the
found-
metagame breakdown button.
I know. Look, I found it a different way, and then I found it there, and I'm like, it's too late. I've already pasted it. So here we are.
Lord have
We could have just
mercy.
clicked on it. We had to make a big deal out of
So
it.
yeah,
Here we are. now.
here's the day 2 metagame breakdown where it was 20 billion% food. Okay, wait, what is this for? This is Channel Fireball, so this is at the GP. We have to point out that in the Mythic Championship, I think it was it 69% of people were playing Oko?
Something ridiculous.
Something like that. Yeah.
I think it was that number because I remember following it. But
I mean, that's science.
damn. But this is at the GP, so we've got Sultai Food at 20, damn near 30% of the
Yep.
field of day 2. Sultai Sacrifice sitting at, let's say 12-ish?
12 or 13.
Yeah, 12 or 13. Simic Food at like 11. And then it drops from there. Hard.
Yeah.
And then here's the other.
Other.
3 Simic Flash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There were 10 other decks. Total.
I'm looking forward to when Rakdos Knights comes out on the PlayStation 4.
Oh, here's our percentages.
Sounds
Sultai
fun.
Food was 29.51%. Yep. Sultai Sacrifice was 13. Simic Food was 11.5. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this standard sucks. I'm glad I don't play standard. Oh, exact percent. Yeah, oh yeah, thank you. I found it eventually.
Mm.
So yeah. I guess
Ladies
we're
and
done.
gentlemen,
Right? Are we
standard.
done? Is that enough?
I think we're pretty close, yeah.
Pretty sure that's enough.
Yeah.
Before we have more technical freaking difficulties.
That's probably as so wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Okay. So I'll go first because I always do. That's consistency.
What?
So yeah, you can find me on Twitter at SqueeGoblinAbob. There's no Iron Goblin because it was busy conducting this poll last week,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is neat. And I tweeted out, I think it was Wednesday morning, on November 6th. So yeah, that's Wednesday morning. I was curious to know how many of the people that both, follow us on Twitter and are willing to like do polls have been sticking around with Monday Night Magic and for how long. So I sort of popped up the question of when did you join and what brought you there? And it was in a little poll, and we got 156 votes, so that's kind of cool. That's more than I was expecting. But a third of you have been around since way back in like the before Chewie times of Monday Night Magic, which is a strange and foreign time at this point.
I took over in 2011.
Yeah.
So yeah,
this was back when Legacy was still format. But yeah, and so 46% of you joined between 2011 and 2014, so like first 3 years that Chewie was there, and that also covers the time when Clues and I joined. So neat. And then I did 2015, 2018, which is about a fifth people, and that's kind of reflecting like the most recent stretch of it, so that's cool. And then like I guess like 1 or 2 people joined this year, so first of all, kudos to you for joining, but that was just interesting to me. But these are really neat for me because I work in marketing and I like to know things like about the audience and what they're looking for. But also interesting for me was actually seeing from the people that stopped listening, like I want to know why. Like, I mean, if we angered you, do you miss things? Life just busy? Stuff like that. So like if you weren't aware that I did this, but you'd still like to tell us, like please do. We like to know what we're doing right or wrong. Like we've changed up the format a bit over time. Once upon a time, we started with the tournaments and we spent way more time on the tournaments. And we eventually put those near the end of the show and dialed it back a bit. And I think the show's better for it. But
expect them to be dialed back slightly even more.
Yeah. As you could tell from this week, we have no desire to dig deep into Elk format. Like we know what the decks are. Yeah. Like, I mean, do you remember when we were still going to all of the decks when they were all Abzan? Like, we don't ever want to get to that point again.
Abzan Blue.
I think my favorite was like Bantless Abzan, and then you spend a while trying to figure out what that means, and you're like, what? Ridiculous concept.
Bantless Abzan is mono black, right?
Yeah. It's mono black and it's like negative blue. So, if you wanted to combine Chewie's deck and Clues' deck, there you go. Which is fun. But yeah, so like that's neat. Like tell us things like that. We really do like feedback. We do look for it because this is obviously a thing that we do each week, and we want to make sure that people are enjoying it, and it's really helpful, especially like, if you're in the chat, you can tell us immediately and then we'll be like, yeah, thanks for that input. But if you're someone who's just listening to the Me3s or you're watching it on YouTube, like comment sometime. Care about what you think too. And we don't get to hear from you as much. So as much fun as it is letting the people in the chat dictate the whole discourse, they're also the people that are in the chat. So they're already, used to staring at our silly pixelated faces. So we want to know what the people who don't do that think. So just give us some feedback. Keep doing that. Don't be surprised if I ask some more questions in the future because, again, I work in marketing and I like to know things and I'm curious about it. None of this is indicative of like, haha, we need to know how long you've been here for like a specific action. I just like knowing stuff. So cool. Like other than that, less magic related and more me related. This is my new toy. So I want to show it to you. It's not specifically Squeeze toy, but it's my toy. This is a Harry Potter style magic wand, which I don't really care that much about those. But the reason that it's cool, in my opinion, is that this wood right here is made from an actual Doctor Who TARDIS that was used in filming of Doctor Who.
Huh.
One of my friends managed to acquire some of the wood from it was like Doctor Who and the Daleks was the piece that it was used on, and then they reused it again in a charity thing about 8 years ago. And so someone bought it and it was cool, and they're like, I know the best thing I can do with this, I'm going to leave it outside so people can see it. And then weather happened and that was a bad choice. And so they had all of this like not the best wood lying around because these things were made for filming, not for being left outside. So like my friend managed to acquire a lot of the still intact interior wood from it, and one of his jobs, like one of his side jobs, is like he makes magic wands and other kinds of stuff for selling at conventions. And he said, "Hey, who wants to get in on actual Doctor Who TARDIS magic wands?" And I'm like, that's the kind of unique nerd stuff that I do just buy on impulse and then possibly regret later.
That is like super double secret nerd.
Yeah,
is.
that's like ridiculously uber nerd. So like this is going to be in the same case with my Death Note signed by George R. R. Martin, because all of these things entertain me and this kind of stuff that I buy. So yeah, I just wanted to show that off a little bit because I think it's really neat. I guess now I will hand it over to Clues.
All right. Hey, I don't have anything nearly that cool, I'm afraid. Although that is really cool. Thank you, Squee, for sharing that with us.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
If you want to hear more from me, I'm on the Twitters at Lockluzay, spelled just like it is in the show notes. I'll be at PAX Unplugged in about a month, give or take. Yeah, it's like, wow, that is only like a month from now. Huh.
The future.
Sometime in the future, I will be at PAX Unplugged, hopefully. Other things, I guess, did anybody catch the transit of Mercury this morning? Mercury was transiting the sun.
Wait, what time this morning?
God awful early.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Okay, that's fair. We were completely clouded out here. In fact, it was snowing. So I'm just going to have to go watch the video on the internet, just like everybody else.
Oh, right. Yeah. Also, like if you're in the like southeast or the east coast, it's cold tomorrow. You should know that. It's going to be really cold, like unexpectedly cold if you weren't paying attention.
Agreed. I shoveled a driveway this morning. That was great. Then I drove really slowly because there was snow everywhere. So
yeah,
stay safe out there.
We're gonna do cold snap in the not found behind, a filing cabinet from 15 years earlier cold snap sense. But like it's just gonna be really cold. Like the temperature is gonna drop like 30 or 40 degrees overnight.
Yeah.
So be aware.
So watch for that.
Where was that again?
Here.
Oh, because my weather app shows 49 tomorrow, 40 the next day.
So the lows tomorrow are in the 20s.
Well, the lows, yeah, but when the highs are in the 40s. And it's going to be
staying at the lows for most of the day.
You guys going to be okay down there? I'm worried about
we'll be fine. It's just colder than expected.
Dude, I finally turned the heat on 2 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I turned mine on.
My heat's been on for some time now. Otherwise, I would be frozen.
I turned it on Friday, but I did it mainly because I wanted to make sure it worked before I needed it.
Hey, we just got a host.
You got that first heat on smell out of the way.
Artful takedown. Thank you for the host.
Nice.
Sadly, we're almost done, but hey,
Oh no, I'm so sorry, MTG Dad. By the way, I'm so sorry.
Who's your monster?
I am. I guess I'll just kick it over to Chewie. Take it away, Chewie.
Since you're the worst. And hey, thanks for the follow too. Yay. Welcome to the end of Monday Night Magic. But, this is... Wait, what am I doing? Right, I have to do the sign-off thing. So, hi, I'm Chewie. Here on twitch.tv/The Mana Pool, I stream things. I stream Monday Night Magic on, Monday nights. Stream The Mana Pool on most Thursday nights. I'm not sure if we'll do one this Thursday night, because Brian's on a cruise, which means it would really just be me, because Dirk is Dirk and Mike doesn't have much to say. So
yeah,
I'm fairly certain that we're not doing a show this week, but I might be wrong. Pinball Wits through 12 bits for Doctor Who Wood, The Death of Legacy, and Chewie's Internet Issues. That pretty much sums up the show, yeah.
That's a long title, though.
Kind of does.
Over on... I stream other stuff throughout the week, too. Over on youtube.com/themanapool, I have at least one YouTube video that goes up every day. Here lately, I just finished Bloodstained Curse of the Moon earlier last week. It's good stuff. Right now, it's Dota Underlords and Hearthstone Battlegrounds videos going up, both of the auto battler genre. One is the Dota one that's a full auto battler. Hearthstone Battlegrounds is the new inside Hearthstone sort of... like baby's first auto battler game, which I say that without like no disparaging or malice or anything like that. It's a really good introduction to
He means
the
it's
genre.
accessible.
Cause yeah, it's very accessible compared to like Teamfight Tactics or Dota Underlords. So, and it goes into open beta on Tuesday the 12th. So hey, if you're watching this on YouTube and it's not ready yet, it will be shortly. So yeah, I'm excited to play that with Mike, honestly, my Manipool co-host. Yeah. But those are the videos that are going up right now. Starting very soon, though, I will have some Link's Awakening videos going up. I'm pretty sure it's going to start a YouTube series. It's so wide open that it's hard to start, if that makes sense. Like, the games that I've been playing here lately are, they're levels, and it's, okay, you do this level, that's a video. You do this level, that's a video.
Yeah.
But with a game like Link's Awakening, which is essentially an open world game, it's hard to... Yeah, I have to get the pacing down for where to cut episodes and how the episodes flow and what to edit in and out. And it's going to take me a while to actually get in that mindset and get it right, which is why you've got Battlegrounds and Dota Underlords videos going up right now. Yeah, also, because I had what did I drive? 17 hours on Friday last week, and I still haven't fully recovered from that.
You attacked mountains and came out on the other side.
Yeah. It was a hell of a drive. And then I was tired and still am. So yeah, I haven't had the mental wherewithal to make that happen. But anyway, what else? I guess that's it for the content. So yay! And then in general, Manipool Productions is a Patreon-supported endeavor. Manipool Productions covers the Manipool Podcast, Monday Night Magic, and the YouTube channel and the Twitch. It's me doing the work. It's Manipool Productions. Let's be real. So, I would like to say thank you to all of my lifeguards. You can go to patreon.com/themanipool and sign up to be a lifeguard. You can get a variety of perks for that. You can get Manipool episodes and YouTube videos early. You can get access to the odds and ends, all the nonsense recorded before and after both Monday Night Magic and the Manipool when the recording works. Sorry about that. We missed like 45 minutes of the pre-show for this. And that was
you did get the highlights, though.
Yeah, basically everything that we talked about there, we talked about on the show. So
just more focused.
And you can get the sponsorship shout out on both podcasts and on the end screen for all the YouTube videos that go up each month. So I'd like to thank our Mythic lifeguards: Jason Doan, Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Lance Delicious, Timu Hellas Are You, Connor Kennedy, John Morris, Alex Gonzalez, Scuzzo, Jeff Spencer, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Sophia Bertain, Casey, Fayen Says, Danny Liao, Cody Buckowing. Wow, I shouldn't bounce like that. It makes me a little wobbly. Jake Jansons, Jason Kaus, Gothic Man, Stark Maximum, John Parker, Violet Moon, Mike, and his beard, Dan Holm, Bartle, Sarah Jane, hang on, I always forget, Backwards Logic is how I'm supposed to say that, and the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine. Thank you all, and all of my lifeguards at every level, so very much, because you quite literally make this possible for me to keep doing this ridiculous amount of content for you. Yay. So with that, are we done? We're done. So this has been a long and stressful and technical difficulty filled Monday Night Magic number 673. Thank you all so very much for joining us. And I guess go play Magic. If you can get away with not playing Standard, play some other kind of Magic, I guess.
Try Legacy if you can find it.
Yeah, if you can find it and afford it. Oh, now I'm sad again.
You can hire Legacy. Demonetized.
Okay, bye.